This woman is the strangest prisoner in the whole female prison. Other prisoners do nothing and just be fatalistic, but she works out every day. While people are chatting and talking, she just concentrates herself on practicing. During this, she takes all the chances to train the strength of her arms. Even though it's raining, she persisted in running 15 rounds. Why did she do all this? Not because of the prison breaks, but because she has a grudge in her heart. Months ago, her husband mysteriously disappeared and left only a huge insurance policy for her. As a beneficiary, she is convicted of killing her husband to get the insurance money, and thus she is sentenced to prison. All of this was done by her husband and his mistress to harm her. After this, they changed their names and moved to another city to live together. They don't even let her son visit her in prison. This pair of male and female thinks that she will be sentenced to life imprisonment. After 6 years, because of her good performance and behavior, her sentence ends sooner than expected. Before she leaves, there is a fellow inmate who is a lawyer, and she tells her that after all, she was guilty of murdering her husband, and now she can really kill him. The police don't even have anything to do with it now. This sentence wakes her up, and after getting out the prison, she frantically searches for the whereabouts of the other two people, but they are already long gone. But there are still some traces that can't be erased. The mistress used to be a teacher, and there is definitely some news about her on the website. When she just starts searching, she is shocked about the fact that there are more than 1,000 teachers who have the same name as the mistress. If she looks up the profile one by one, then it is going to take a lot of time. She doesn't have that much time, and so she sneaks into the school where the mistress used to work. She raids through cabinets in a hurry and finally finds out the mistress's profile and immediately flees from there. Since being in prison, she has trained very well. She runs away really quickly and easily flips over the iron net. The police can't catch up with her either, but they outnumber her, and she eventually gets arrested. She screams and complains and begs the police non-stop, but the police don't believe her, and she still can't avenge, and thus her soul will never be at peace. The next day on the way to prison, she keeps telling the police that they are wrong to catch her, and keeps talking until he gets annoyed. He stops the car and handcuffed her to the car door and goes to buy some coffee. But he forgets one thing, and the key is still in the car. While he is negligent, she finds out a way to escape, but the handcuffs are attached to the car door. How is she going to open it? She sees a water pipe behind her, and she gets an idea. First, backs the car, and then steps on the gas pedal. The handcuffs and friction hose sparks, but still it is not broken. She keeps backing up the car, and it looks like the handcuffs are about to break. But the policeman just finds out what she did, and he jumps into the car desperately to stop her. She is not stopping now, and she directly drives the car to the sea. Water quickly swoops in the car compartment. Unwillingly, the policeman has to open the handcuffs for her, and she takes the opportunity to take his gun and swim out. Although the policeman tries to arrest her, but he gets stunned by her hit, and afterward the policeman is rescued by lifeguards. But she escaped smoothly. She returns home to find her mother, and seeing her daughter coming back from prison, the mother is speechless. She takes out the money which she has been saving for years, and she trusts her daughter unconditionally. Holding the money in hand, she continues on her path of revenge. First of all, she has to catch the husband and his mistress, so she goes to a store pretending to want to buy a car. She tells the staff that he can check her credit history so that she can see if she can afford the car. Then she gives the other mistress's social security card number. This number is obtained from the mistress's profile. Based on the card number, he extracts the mistress's information and reconciles with her. After all of this work, she successfully obtains the information of the mistress, including her address. She immediately comes to the address, and now she is about to take the revenge. However, a neighbor nearby tells her that the mistress died from a gas leak 4 years ago. She gets knocked dizzy listening to this, but where is her husband now? She starts flipping through that year's article to try to find clues on the pictures, and finally finds out one picture. The picture has the mistress and her husband in it, and the picture is from a gallery. Without thinking further, she instantly comes to that gallery to find the address of her husband. Surprisingly, when she just arrived there, the policeman also comes there, And then, based on the investigation, he begins to believe that all these years she was wrongly arrested. So he started looking for proofs everywhere and wanted to help her. But she basically doesn't trust him. As soon as she sees him, she drives away, and she wants to take vengeance by herself. That night, she wore a gorgeous dress to the party organized by her husband. His business is booming, and no one knows that all the things that he is heaving today is because he harmed his wife. The moment he sees her, he immediately feels bad. He never expected this, and the woman who is supposed to be in prison is now in front of him. He begs her not to tell the truth, and then, in a hypocritical voice, says that it was the mistress who seduced him, but her wife will never believe those lies again. The death of the mistress is definitely not an accident, because he received a large amount of compensation from this case as well. She tells him that, if she wants, she won't accuse him, but he only needs to let her meet her son. Without waiting for him to answer, she leaves. The next day, she stands at the phone booth and calls him. She wants him to take his son to meet her at the public cemetery, because a funeral is being held there. Because of the crowd, she knows that he definitely won't dare to play tricks. Quickly after that, they meet, and she sees her son. He watches from afar, and she just walks to the boy, but he immediately runs away. She tries to go after him, but this is the husband's trick. The son is just an actor who he rented. He suddenly knocks her out from behind and goes crazy. He then locks up the living wife in the coffin, and thus she finds herself lying in a coffin. All four sides are blocked, and when she ignites the lighter, she sees a dead body lying next to her. She is terrified, but no matter how much she cries for help, nobody can hear her. She tries to calm down, and then she suddenly remembers that she is having a gun. She checks it, and luckily, the gun is still there. She shots at the coffin one time, and then another time, and eventually manages to open the coffin lid. Then smashes the window out, and now she is out in the streets, until the policeman suddenly finds her. She feels relief and bursts into tears. No one knows what she's been through. Her cruel husband wants to lock her to death in a coffin. At this moment, the policeman decides to believe her. That night, he goes to look for the husband and exposes the conspiracy to fake death to trap his wife. By now, he is still very calm and promises to pay the policeman over $150,000 to say nothing about his crimes. The policeman pretends to agree and keeps asking him, "What are we going to do with your wife now?" He says that she is dead. His words are very insensitive, and there is no mercy at all. After all, at that right moment her wife enters the room. Is she going to kill this barbarous man with one shot? No! Too easy for him. Before coming here, she has informed the police about him, that he is a murderer. So now she is punishing him because he is the murderer of his wife. The evidence is the tape recording of the conversation with the policeman. Thus, he gets a taste of his own medicine. She finally gets her revenge, and he will go to jail. He's freaking out and pulls out a gun and shoots the policeman. Then pointed the gun at her and said, "At least we go to hell together." At this stressful moment, the policeman dives at him, but the policeman is unfortunately injured, unable to stand up again. The husband is about to pull the trigger and suddenly gets shot by her. And another shot, and finally the guy is dead. Everything is over now. Moreover, it is a legitimate defense act. Thus, she doesn't have to go to jail. Now she can finally see her son again after 6 years. Instead of saying that people like her hold a lot of hatred, it is better to say that this is a mother's nostalgia for her son. She goes to her son's school, and although it's been 6 years, she recognizes him right away. She calls his name, and from hesitation to certainty, the boy slowly approaches his mother. She immediately hugs him tight, and the mother and her son are finally reunited. From then on, no one can separate them. This vigorous mother has regained her purity and freedom for herself. More importantly, she did it for her child, and shows us how a mother's love can make anything happen. Do share us about your thoughts in the comments section below, and see you in the next one. Sayonara, folks.